everybody, Mark here. Now, before I get going, I hope that the colour on the camera is been fixed. It looks a lot better now, not quite so orange. We've messed around with the buttons, we think we fixed it. So we'll see how it goes. Now, this video is going to be a second video. A few weeks ago, I took up Pete Thomas's challenge to do a sandwich of righteous justice. Now, if you type that in, you'll see me do a. It was a special sandwich. It had some good stuff in it. I won't ruin it for you, but it had homemade bread. Now I'm going to do a second one. Okay. Now this one it's going to involve the homemade bread. I made another loaf. This one is the sandwich loaf. The ones I've been using before are the French loaf, according to the manual and the of the bread machine I have. Anyway, there's a few videos on the machine as well. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a pulled pork sandwich with some sauce and some lettuce and some other stuff in there. Okay, so I've got the. Like I showed you, I've got the. I still can't get used to the alternate. I'm holding it to the right, but watching it on the left. Anyway, I've got a homemade bread here, which I've just had a slice. It is really good. I've got a pork chop, which I've part cooked in the convection oven, which I'm going to put it in for a few more minutes. And the idea is, actually, well, what I'll do, I'll show you. I'm going to cook it for a few more minutes, and then I'll come back to you and I'll show you some more. All right. And now the pork chop is cooked. Now the trick now, I've taken the fat off around the edges now, and what I'm doing now is I'm going to be cutting it into quite small pieces, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it into tiny strips and then crossways into little pieces. And then the idea is I'm going to put, as strange as it may sound, I don't know, I'm going to be putting it into this little, this blender here. You've seen this blender before. I've used it on when I made a protein shake, I think a little while back. Anyway, so it's going to go in there, and hopefully it's going to shred this pork chop. I'm putting it into little pieces because I don't want it to be in big chunks. I don't know whether the blades the blades will probably handle it. I should imagine, but just to make an easy life on the blades, I'm gonna cut it into small, tiny pieces. Okay, here we go. And that's one step over with. And the next part is to tip it into the blender. Now, I have no idea whether this is going to work. I just dreamt this up today. Okay, here we go. Let me see, is it plugged in? Okay, here we go. Oh, hey. Actually, it's, yeah. It's actually looking quite good. Oop, jeez. Yeah. Right, I'll show you. Right, there we are. That's what shredded pork chop looks like in the blender. There we go. Yeah, it come out a lot better than I thought. Okay, so that literally just takes a couple of seconds. Okay, so we'll get rid of this, get rid of that. Okay, I'll pause there and then I'll come to the next step. There we are. Okay, so the next step, tell you what though, this is pretty handy having that pause button. I could just pause and rearrange stuff and oh yeah. Anyway, let me know what you think. I reckon it's going pretty okay. Makes life easier actually. It saves me because I don't know how to edit in the computer, and there's something that I heard of a movie. I've told this a few people. This it's called Edit in the Can. It's what all the good film producers do. They don't film crap that they don't need. They just film the stuff they do, and it saves editing in the later on. So that's what I'm attempting to do. Okay, so that is the shredded pork chop. Yeah, it's okay. It's actually most of it's come out. It's just there's a little bit at the bottom there. I want to scrape all that out. Yeah. Back over there. Okay, so there you have it. Now that's the shredded pork again, pork chop, nice and fluffy and shredded. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some of the sweet Carolina sauce. Now this is a really good sauce to go with meat. I've put this with pork chops, I've put this with bacon sandwiches, pork chop sandwiches, sausages, steaks, I think. All kinds of stuff. Okay, what am I going to do? Right. Oop. I figure I better start off with a little bit. Okay, and basically I'm going to put this, you can see that. I'm basically, right, just going to mix it all around so it's, I'll probably need a little bit, maybe a little bit more sauce, I don't know. Possibly. Yeah, just a little bit, I think. Oop. Yeah, but quite a bit in there. Yeah, I don't know whether this is going to be too much, but I'll tell you what, it's going to be, I'm sure it's going to be quite nice, because pork is quite good. Not exactly, I mean, this is my version of pulled pork. You just basically put it in put it in a food blender, and it comes out really good. Okay, so yeah, that's kind of like a mush now. Okay, that's good. Now the next step is, okay, you got that. Now this is the homemade bread that I made, and like I say, the last loaf you saw me make was the French bread, which has a really hard crust on it. It's a pain, you know, and it's not very good for sandwiches. But this one, you know, if memory, I think this is actually called a sandwich. Yeah, there you go. For those who have seen me use my machine before, that's what the machine looks like on previous videos. And if you happen to have a Swan, and it actually, where I work, they actually have these exact models but under a different name. I can't remember what it is, but so we're using the Program 11, the sandwich loaf. Okay, and I tell you, it's a lot softer. Where the bread you see me make before had a really hard crust and it was really hard to chew through. This has a really nice soft crust, so it's going to be a lot better for sandwiches. Okay. Right then, I'll leave that there. Right, I'm going to come back in a moment. I'm going to butter the bread and do a few things, and then we'll come back. Okay. And here we are. We're almost at the end of the sandwich making. While I was on pause there, what I've done is I've taken a pepper, cut it in half, and chopped it up into pieces there. I've got the trouble is, you go to Co-op, they don't sell single peppers, so I've got a green, a yellow, and a red. I use red because I've got some green lettuce over here, purely for that reason. Try and mix and match, so, you know, chop and change the colours. Okay, so red pepper, we've got some green lettuce over there. Okay, so here we are. Yeah, yeah, it's pretty strong mixture here. Okay, so we're going to slap this in. There's pulled pork and sweet Carolina sauce. I'll tell you what, this should taste really good because this bread on its own tastes very good. I'm actually quite pleased with this. I think I'm going to stick to this sandwich loaf. Before, for some reason, I've been sticking with the French bread, and it comes. Oh man, the crust is like really solid. You know, it's no good. But this one, it's got a nice soft crust, so I think I'll stick with this one. Okay, right, we'll spread that around. What next? Right, we're going to put some red peppers in here. I think you can eat these raw. I'm pretty certain you can. I actually bought these because I was going to put them in a stir fry, which I might do with the other pork chops that are left over. Yeah. Yeah, I think you can eat these raw. They are kind of crunchy. Okay. Now, the last ingredient is some little gem lettuce. There we go, that's what these are. These are not the big round lettuces. These are the smaller ones. They're quite nice. And I'm going to put a few, I ripped off 4 leaves off of it. So I'm going to put 2 on one side, 2 on the other. And I'm going to cut it down the middle. Okay. Right, I'll tell you. Here we go. Okay, so I'm going to cut it in half. And then I'll take a bite. Okay, let me just put it on pause and rearrange the angle. Okay, now it's the time for the taste test. So we've got pork chop, which has been cooked, then shredded in a food blender, mixed with sweet Carolina sauce, spread over homemade bread, with half a big pepper, chopped and diced, spread over that. Then we've got 4 bits of lettuce, little gem lettuce put over, and now it's the taste test. Here we go. Actually, I might cut this into another piece. Now, I only dreamt this up today, but I figure I wanted to improve on the last sandwich that I made, you know. Probably sandwich of righteous justice. Actually, I think this works. Get a good crunch from the lettuce. The bread is very good. The bread's a lot softer now that I'm using a different type. Right. Now we're into the sweet Carolina sauce. I'm getting a lot of crunch from the lettuce and the peppers. I'll tell you what, this is a very good sandwich. This actually, it's not exactly. It's got flavour in it, of course, but there's nothing really bursting out just yet. But There's another way to having a pork sandwich. Shred it, mix it with any kind of... You can put reggae sauce with it instead. If you're not feeling all that adventurous, you can put ketchup with it, you know. You can put cucumber. Now I'm getting the actual pork. Although the pork is actually quite thick all the way through. Yeah, now I'm starting to chew on the shredded pork. Yeah, I'll tell you what, this is actually a good sandwich. I like this. Yeah. So, now this is something I'd like to see in a sandwich shop. I'd probably order this. You know, I don't know what else I would add to it. Maybe gherkins, like I put in the last sandwich. Anyway, if you wanna see my other challenge of the right sandwich of righteous justice challenge, have a look at that. Type that in. You'll see my other sandwich. Check out Pete Thomas's channel. In fact, if you look down, he quite often replies to or sends messages on these videos. So if you click onto his icon, that's all you do, and then it'll go straight to him. He made one where he actually made the ingredients. He actually cooked a leg of lamb, I think it was, then made the gravy with what's left over. Oh, it was really good. Anyway, so if you want to make your own sandwich, entitle it Sandwich of Righteous Justice, and post it, and let's share some ideas and see if you can make something a bit more imaginative than this one. Okay then. Anyway, that's my second effort for the sandwich. If I think of another one, I'm just going to put them on. I'm going to be putting them on, showing everybody what kind of sandwiches you can actually make with a little bit of imagination. Okay. Anyway, thank you very much, and thanks for watching. Bye bye.